let's keep the markets conversation going and what to expect this week as well. Lachlan Meakin from Go Markets. Good afternoon, Lachlan. Are you awake? Is there enough in there to get any action from the currency market?
Well, yeah, because the Aussie dollar's it's rallied a little bit. I think, I read the statement. It's very similar, but I think the one omission at the end is probably what's got the bulls a bit happy was that the last one he did mention, the end of 2023, is when he saw those conditions being met. And I've noticed in this one he didn't put that date in. So I'm guessing that's why the Aussie dollar's rallied a little bit. I think it's terribly oversold, the Aussie dollar, by any metric at the moment. Really been pushed down by the commodities, by the jitters in the market thanks to Omicron. Some of those things seem to have stabilised over the last couple of days. And I think with this RBA, and we won't hear from them again for a couple of months, it could be a turning point, I think, the Aussie dollar around this 70% level, which is a really major support level too, if you look back over the last couple of years.
Lachlan, the hawkish pivot we're seeing from the Federal Reserve over the past week, do you think that's now fully incorporated in the price, maybe leading to potential that we might see a bit further upside for the Aussie?
Oh, I completely agree with you, David. I think the hawkish pivot they had and how aggressive everyone thinks they're going to be next week is priced in and probably a little bit too past that. So I'm of the opinion that they will be aggressive, but no more aggressive than what's already expected. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the US dollar, actually sell off a little bit after the Fed meeting.
So, of course, Friday night, Lachlan, I don't know about you, saying the alarm for the US CPI. It's been a blockbuster few months. It could still be a pivotal moment, even though we've seen CPI above markets for quite some time now.
Yeah, it's expected to be a big one, isn't it? I know it's not the Fed's preferred gauge of inflation, but it's still very important to see what consumers are paying and the extra. It'll be a big figure. We'll see what happens Wednesday with the Fed. This Friday with the CPI will obviously push the US dollar a direction, thinking that the Fed may be a little bit more aggressive than they are. But I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference long term. There might be a short spike in up or down depending on it. But the Federal Reserve next week will push the US dollar in the direction for the next few weeks, I think.
So, of course, one more thing, given that we've got you for a minute. Next week is not just the Fed, it's the BOE, as we keep talking about, Lachlan, that unreliable boyfriend. Will they deliver this time round, or is viruses and restrictions just enough to keep them on hold for a bit longer?
I was of the opinion last week they were going to raise. But seeing some of the comments the last few days, I think Saunders, who's quite a hawk normally, talking about thinking twice before raising, and some comments out of Broadbent. I'm of the opinion now they might hold off. I think everyone really wants to get to the end of this year without rocking the boat too much, see how we go with this new variant. And I'm guessing early next year when everyone's going to start pushing the envelope a little further. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. I'd go more than 50-50 that they won't at this point.
I'm sure we will keep that conversation going. Scotty?
Yeah, look, I'm just going to ask you, the Bank of Canada, we saw some really hot unemployment data come out of Canada late last week. Are you keeping an eye on what potentially it may go and do? Because a lot of people see what Canada does and go, well, maybe that's what the RBA is likely to do down the line.
Yeah, they've been making some very hawkish noises. They've had some very good figures. They are meeting later this week, aren't they? So, the Canadian dollar's been very strong. You look at it, especially against the Aussie dollar, it's just hammering us even more so than the US. I would expect them. I'm of the opinion I don't think any central bank's going to rock the boat too much. So they will make some hawkish noises, but I don't think it's going to be anything outside what's priced in at the moment. I can't see any bank at this point in time really wanting to get too far ahead of anyone else.